Hello, this is Kevin with Coinery. Today we're going to make a ring out of a Don't Tread on Me 1 ounce copper round. Okay, let's get started. So it's big coin, it's going to be a big ring, and I'm going to take out a bigger hole in this. We're going to use a 3/4 inch punch. Okay, that's what we have so far. Still got the head, part of the coil. Center has the coil on it, the eagle on the back. Okay, let's go ahead and trim that cut hole with our deburring tool. Take some 220 sandpaper, smooth it out even more. The reason we want to make it smooth is we just don't want any cracks in here that will run when we start folding it. Okay, we're gonna anneal. So we're gonna heat the coin and then quench it in water to soften it up. Okay, that's what we have there. So when I heat up these big copper coins, it usually takes a while. It'll basically turn orange with the heat, and then when it turns white, like white hot, then that's about when you're done. That's when it becomes soft enough to work with. Okay, so now we're going to come over here, start folding with our doming block. We're going to use a ball bearing to start it off with. See what size we need here. Let's go with that one. And we're going to open it up a little bit more with the big ball bearing. There we go. Okay, and I believe on this one, it's not going to fit inside my 17 degree. So I'm going to anneal it again. I'm going to use a Swedish die. Okay, and then we're going to force that through until it meets the 17 degree die. So let's go ahead and anneal. That's what we got so far. So I'm gonna put it in the biggest switch strap we have. I have to elevate it and force it down with our one of our push rods. Okay. Okay, that should be good there. Let's put all our stuff back. So So now we're fitting inside of it. Now we can use our cone to fold it all, force our cone through it. Okay, so now we have that. Unfortunately, the hole's so big, it doesn't quite fit on my ring stretcher. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use some Blue Monster Teflon tape. We're gonna wrap it, and we're gonna start reducing it with our Swedish dies. Okay, and this is 7 degrees, so it'll reduce it slowly. So with this blue tape, I use about 10 wraps to protect the coin. Okay. So I'm gonna mash it on in here. I'll get started on reducing. Let's go with that one there. Okay. Again, still pretty well protected. Okay, now we can resize this thing on the ring sizer. So stuff becomes pretty dense when it's under that much pressure. Okay. So, starting to look like a ring. All right. Let's go ahead and anneal it again. We'll stretch it out a little bit, and we'll start finishing it off. Okay, so we have this here. Let's get a paper towel to protect the ring. So we're just gonna go until it matches the mandrel on this side, and then we'll start reducing it. Looks pretty good. So I did that just to straighten these up a little bit. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna reduce the outside down using the 17-degree dies again. It's a little big to be using my little reduction dies down here. So we're gonna come over here. Yep, that's the right one. Use a little candle wax to reduce friction. Flip it over and do the other side. All right, so now got a nice ring. Got this big edge right here on the reeded edge. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna anneal it, burn that off. We're gonna deburr it, and we'll show 2 versions of it. We'll make it shiny, and then we'll tone it or antique it. Okay. Okay, so we're going to use our deburring tool again. Use our ring holder. I'm going to take all this material off right in here until it's nice and smooth. Okay, let's see what we got. So I fast forwarded through it, but it took about 2 or 3 minutes, you know, to get all this material off. It's a little chunky, so we're going to take some 220 grit sandpaper and smooth off all these edges here. Okay. Okay, see what we have here. Edges are nice and smooth now. That's chunky on the inside. So we're going to hit this with a little bit of 4/0 steel wool. Then we'll make it shiny in some pickle, and then we will antique it. Okay. So we'll do this real quick. Just get some of this stuff off. Okay, give it a little shine. Okay, so we're gonna heat up the ring, drop it in some pickle. So it is an acid, so you have to be careful of splashing. And we're gonna rinse it off with some water. Dry it off. Gets all the contaminants off of there. So let's go ahead and put this away. Don't want to sand the steel wool in it. Okay. See what we have here. So this is a nice and shined up, polished with some 4/0 steel wool. I think it looks pretty good like that in itself. But we'll give it a little patina look with some liver of sulfur. Okay. Okay, we have our pot here. It's full of little sulfur rocks. I'm gonna dunk this in there and we'll see how dark it gets. Okay. Okay, let's let it dry. Just a little bit, get more contact between the sulfur and the copper. I'm gonna rinse it off, some water. Pat it dry. Stuff can rub off if you go a little bit too aggressive with it, or if you have too much sulfur in the pot. If you have too much sulfur, it overbuilds and just creates clumps, and then it just wipes right off. So it's not what we're looking for. Okay, got a nice little bit of antiquing there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our 4/0 steel wool. We're gonna knock down the high points. Okay. Okay, so that's what we have there. Nice little two-tone look. Coil is nice and shiny, and the stars, and the "Don't Tread on Me." Okay. Looks pretty good there. Nice fit. So I hope you enjoy the video. If you want to check out any of the other rings I got, you can check out my Etsy site. It'll be in the first comment, and I'll have it in the description. So anyway, thanks again for watching. See you next time.